All right, this is Exponents Day 2, in case you missed class. So we're actually going to start with a little bit of review. Take a minute on your paper, try this one out. Just write this in expanded form, parentheses -9 to the fourth. Pause the video and try it out. So you should get -9 times -9 times -9 times -9. Let's try some more problems. All right, let's try this one next. -9 to the fourth power. No parentheses. Be careful on this one. Pause the video, try it out. All right, let's look at the answer. What's repeating? Well, the 9 is what's repeating. That negative does not repeat. So we have 9 times 9 times 9 times 9, and that negative hangs out. All right, take a look at this one. We've got 4 to the third, and it's being squared. Think about what's repeating. All right, let's look at the answer. So in this case, we've got 4 to the third power times 4 to the third power. Now, we can actually take this to another level, right? Because each of these still has an exponent. We want to get rid of all the exponents. That means we would have, for this one, we'd have 3 4s. And for this one, we'd have 3 4s. Well, now we have exponents of 1, and we're good. That's what we want. So some of these will have level 1s, and I'm going to push you to go to level 2. Let's try some more. So our next one, let me pull this guy up, is 2x to the third power. Be careful of those parentheses. Think about what's repeating. Try this one out. All right, you should have 2x times 2x times 2x. You might be tempted to group the 2's together and the x's, but start with this first before you rewrite it like that, okay? So leave it like this because this represents what's repeating. Let's try another one. 3xy, parentheses, to the fourth power. So for this one, you should get 3xy times 3xy times 3xy times 3xy. All right, these next 4 are all going to have, they're all going to have level 2's, all right? They're all going to have level 2's. So we've got 3x squared to the fourth power. I kind of gave the answer away a little bit there. So what we have repeating is the 3x squared. So this is your level 1. Now take it to level 2. Try it out on your paper. Take it to level 2. Expand that more so there's only exponents of 1. So for level 2, you should get 3x times x because x squared, right? This squared is not repeating the 3. It only repeats the x. So 3x times x, 3x times x, 3x times x. Let's try this one now. Start with level 1. All right, let's check level 1. So for your level 1, it should look like this. I kind of had to squeeze it on my paper a little bit. But it should look like that. That's your level 1. Now that you have level 1, and you make sure you have your negatives on there too for your 3, because the negative is being repeated in this one, take it to level 2. All right, take it to level 2. Expand it again. Let's check level 2. So for level 2 on this one, you should have a -3a times b, and then a -3 times a times b, because each of these has 2 b's, right? So when we expand it again, we end up with -3 times a times b. Let's try a couple more. All right, there's one down there, and here's our other one. Let's try this one first. Expand it to just level 1. Just level 1. Check your answer. So for this one, for level 1, you should get 8t cubed times 8t cubed, right? The 8t to the third power is what's repeating. Now, take it to the second level. Expand it again, like an accordion. Expand it again. Let's check level 2. So you should have 8 times t times t times t, 8 times t times t times t, because the 3 only repeats the t. It's not repeating the 8. All right, let's look at the w squared times y cubed, all raised to the second power. Take it to level 1. All right, let's check level 1. Level 1, you should have this. Now, take it to level 2. We want exponents of 1 only. All right, let's check level 2. For level 2, you should have this. All right, for this one, we want to expand, and then I'm going to push you guys to simplify from there as well, okay? So we want to expand this one first. So we've got 8 to the third power times 8 to the fourth. Well, when I expand that, we end up with 3/8, right? Because that's where these guys came from. And then another 4. When I go to simplify that, I'm going to count up. Well, I've got 7/8. So this would be an 8 to the 7th power. So I'm going to push you guys a step further now, okay? Not only are we expanding it, I want you to simplify. I didn't write simplify on all these slides, but I want you to simplify from now on for the rest of these problems. Expand it and then simplify. So for this one right here, think about what's repeating. When you expand it, what's repeating was 7x squared times 7x to the fourth. Write it down. So this is what you should have, because this x squared, that 2, is only repeating the x. It does not repeat the 7. If we want it to repeat the 7, we'd have to have some grouping symbols, like some parentheses. And then for the 7x to the fourth, we've got 4 x's and just 1 7. Now, simplify that. Take a minute, simplify it. Let's check our simplification. So you should have 7 squared x to the 6th, because we have 2 7s, right? We have 2 7s. All right, let's try a few more problems. Our next one, expand our fractions here, expand them. Then let's check our work. All right, for this one, you should have 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 times 2 over 3, and you should have 6 of them total. So now I want you to try simplifying it. Simplify it. Let's check our simplify. So you should have 2/3 to the 6th power. Now be careful with this, because this, as I have written it, is only repeating the 2. This 6 is only repeating the 2. It's not repeating the 3. The 3 has a little 1 here. If I want to repeat this whole thing, I have to make sure I group them. I have to give them a hug. All right, for this one, expand it, expand it. Let's check our answer for the expansion. So the expansion should look like this. And now when you look at it, go through and see how many of each you have. How many 4s and how many z's. And simplify. So when we simplify, you should get 4z to the 7th. Or you might have done 4 to the 7th, z to the 7th. These are equivalent and these are the same. I think this one's better personally, just because you don't have to write multiple 7s. But they are true. They are both true. They both work. Let's try some more. All right, expand this one. Take a minute and expand this one. Pause the video. Let's go over the expansion. So this is what you should get. Now, simplify it. Simplify it. All right, when you simplify it, you should get 6 squared r to the 7th, because we've got 2 6's and we've got 7 r's. All right, this one's next. Expand it, expand it. Be careful. 3y squared times 3 squared y times 3 cubed y to the 5th. All right, be careful when you're counting them out. When you expand it, it should look something like this. Mine kind of went off. There was a lot of y's, huh? Now that you've expanded it, simplify it. Let's check our simplification. So we should have 3 to the 6th, y to the 8th. Our next ones are right down here. Let's do this one first with the h's. Expand it, expand it. All right, let's look at that expansion. You should end up with this when you expand it. Now simplify. All right, let's look at our simplification. You should have a negative h to the 9. Now be careful when you simplify it. This 9, as I've written it, is only repeating the h. But we know we need to repeat the negative as well. So make sure you have parentheses on there. Try this one next. It's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Expand it. Just take it to level 1. All right, let's check our level 1. Level 1 should look like this. Now, we still have exponents. Take it to level 2. Let's check our level 2. Level 2 should look like this. Our exponents are all 1. Now we can simplify. Pause the video, simplify it. Let's check our simplification. You should get x to the 6. We've got one more problem I want us to look at. All right, this is the last one. We're not even going to care about that one. This is the last one. It's a little bit of a stretch, okay? There's a lot of expansions to it, but you can do it. So start with just the first level expansion. Think about what is being repeated and how many times. Pause the video, try it out. Let's look at just the first level expansion. Well, we have x squared to the third power. It's being done twice. So we need this twice. Do you see that? Now, ignore this guy and go from here. Don't erase your work. Don't get rid of your work when you go from a level 1 to level 2. Keep it. It helps you. So now expand this. What does that look like? Let's check our level 2 expansion. Well, I've got 3 groups of x squareds. So I've got 3 x squareds for this one, and I've got another 3 over here. I tried to kind of separate them with a larger dot so you could see how I did 3 x squareds for this one and 3 for this one. Now I still have exponents. I need a level 3 expansion. Take it one more level, see what you get. For level 3, you end up with this. Well, simplify that. How many x's do you have? Let's check our answer. You should have 12. I know, that one was a tricky one. If you have questions, email me. Again, I will post some practice.